reaching middle age, but restarting life. Listen, you may not have seen me before, or maybe you have, because this ain't my first rodeo. I've had YouTube channels before, but this one's different. I'm starting all over again, not just on YouTube, but in life. And I'm reaching middle age. All I can say to you, yeah, is there's been a lot of changes in my life. I've been through a lot. I think I can sit here and label everything you can think of that one goes through in this life. I've been through it. Obviously, there's so many things you could go through, and I'm grateful for my life. And yes, I'm over exaggerating, but I feel like there's been a big transition in 2026 for me. It's made me think different. I've grown. We're onto the new. And I'm not the only one that probably goes through all these things, you know. Over time, I will reveal more, and maybe you'll be able to relate, you know. So basically, let's get into this, right? Reaching middle age, but restarting life. Listen, if you asked me a few years ago, where would I be at this age compared to reality now? It will probably be something totally different. Maybe I'll be on a private jet, you know, traveling the world, getting to places. Or maybe I'll have a big ass mansion, driving a Rolls Royce, big trucks. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I think a lot of us in our 30s, 40s envision these kind of things, whether it's career success, whether it's marriage, whether it's kids, stability. And if you have all of those things at the same time, it's a real blessing. But then reality sets in, and a lot of people either have half of those things, maybe one of those things. We assume, a lot of us when we were younger would say, when I'm 30, I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna have that. When I'm 40, I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna have that. In my 30s, I started questioning things like my direction, my identity, my purpose. So let me tell you a bit about myself. I studied music, I'm into music. So if you have seen me on social before, it's probably music related. Could be on TikTok, it could be, I was doing content around travel. Well, to be honest, my other YouTube channel, very random, trying different things, but let's just say content creation, right? But my main passion has always been music, to the point where I took it, I studied it, I then ended up building a recording studio. I worked with many creatives, entrepreneurs, and I spent a lot of the years helping others bring ideas to life, you know? But a lot of things change, industries change, you grow older, and then I found myself rebuilding. And it's been a common thing. I'm used to pivoting, I'm used to thinking of new things to do and rebuilding. But I don't think I had a clear direction. And then when I got into my 30s, I started losing a bit of the drive. Well, I wouldn't say the drive, I would say more so a bit of confidence, you know? And then I will ask myself, like, you know, when you get like close to middle age, let me just say, you start questioning, like, have I missed my chance? Like, is there any point anymore? Is this what it's gonna be? And you'll be surprised. You're not like, I wasn't the only one. You're probably not the only one. There's a lot of men that get to these ages and start asking these questions, you know? And that's why there's such thing as a middle-age crisis, because you start to look around and you're like, what's going on? Like, is this what I envisioned? Basically, if you get to a point in your life, right, where you're not where you want to be, some people say, oh, you didn't work hard enough, or you got to work hard. Everything is work hard, work hard, work hard. We're taught to work hard. So if we don't get the result that we want, it doesn't mean we're lazy, it doesn't mean we're incapable. Sometimes it's down to God's timing. Sometimes it's down to seasons, purpose. Like, you can't fully control everything, but you can control your mind, and you can control yourself to a certain degree. But outcomes, you can't always control that. But you should always prepare for the best outcome, you know? Another thing we wasn't really prepared for is major life transitions. And how can you prepare for major life transitions? Because we don't know they're gonna happen. Your life can just take a sharp turn. You know, traumatic things can happen, changes that you would never expect it can happen. Some people, you know, they get made redundant, you know, like we literally are learning on the go, but we're not really prepared because we'll never know. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that we was never taught really, well, I'll say I was never taught what to do when plans fall apart. A lot of the times you're left to deal with the feelings around things not working out. But how do you really deal with that? You know, especially if something's like your life goal or your life passion, and then you get to a certain age. Like, I'll give you a good example. Music, for instance. Music, first of all, I would like to say you can do it at any age. But the older you get, it depends how you do it. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you're a rapper, for instance, or even if you're a singer, you're not always going to be that young, amazing looking, fresh faced person, new on the scene. But no one can tell you you can't do music when you get older. But these feelings do creep in. And I'm speaking from experience too. These feelings do creep in that, okay, I can't really be rapping at a certain age. I'm not saying it's for gold and that's what it is. I'm just being real that they will creep in, you know? And then if that was your life's goal, your life's passion, how do you deal with it? How do you pivot without feeling like your life is over? Those are for the really passionate people. I'm lucky to be someone that I've grown to realize that I'm creative and I do like creativity. So it doesn't have to be music, even though I love music, it doesn't have to be. But I'll still make music regardless. I just wouldn't do it the same way or have the same goals that I did when I was younger. So with all this being said, I'm proud to announce that I've created a new venture called the Waymark House. The Waymark House. And it don't just stop there. I've also got the Waymark Foundation. The Waymark House and the Waymark Foundation is a place for men to stop drifting and start acting intentionally. We're going for clarity, direction, and purpose. I want to encourage men like myself that have faced any setbacks, you know, maybe feel stuck, especially men in their 30s to 45, I would say, that are going through those things and know that they're better. And I want to work with ambitious men, you know, because as men, we're leaders. Whether you're in a career, whether you're trying to pivot, whether you're a married man, whatever it is, you've got to lead, you've got to take things forward. And if you go through all these things and you let it hold you back, you're doing yourself a disservice. So I want to help because in this past year, I've kind of been isolated and I've really been working on myself. Like I've been working on discipline, you know, I've been studying and I've been working on this project. I found when I was really going through it and I felt stuck, I had loss of direction. I didn't know where to go for help, you know? I didn't know. Yeah, I could get motivated and everything. I can watch things, feel motivated, but that wasn't enough. And yeah, there's support groups for mental health and you have church groups. Because I come from a Christian background, so yeah, there's groups that can help men really going through it. But who's really giving you the frameworks? Who's really answering the unanswered questions, the deep stuff? Do you know what I mean? So that's what Waymark House is about, and the Waymark Foundation. So the Waymark House is general. So I'm here to support men. I'm offering services such as private mentoring, you know, personal brand advisory, and also founders and small businesses who need help with their content systems. So you've got that side of it. And then I've got the Waymark Foundation, which will act as more of a charity, because I do understand that there are men that do need support, resources, and community. And that's what this is all about. What have I done for the community? I think God asked me that, And what have I done out there? What value have I really put out there? And this is it, because sometimes you got to be the change you need or the change you needed. I wanted more support, and I've got time now. So let's get to work. This ain't about motivation. Like, I'm not trying to be another guru on the internet that's going to tell you you're going to be a millionaire tomorrow. My focus is honest conversations. Honest conversations, realness. And it's all about creating practical tools to help you move forward. So if you're watching this and you found yourself losing direction, questioning life, feeling stuck, I'm here to tell you, you're not alone. It feels like you're alone. It feels like you're isolated, but you're not alone. You're not behind. Don't think everyone has left you because of what you're seeing around you. And most of all, you're not finished. The story hasn't ended. And sometimes the next chapter of your life really begins when you identify something needs to change. Welcome to the Waymark House. So with that being said, I've got private mentorship services available, and you can access that through my website. And also, you'll see that there's 2 links. There's also another link where you can access free workshops. So I'll be holding workshops for people, like, if basically the private mentorship, there's a small fee there. But with the workshop, that's free, and that's more community based. So you will step into a workshop. Well, it's going to be on Zoom, so don't worry, no pressure to travel anywhere or whatever. It's easy from your computer or your phone, however you access Zoom, right? So that's a free workshop with other men going through the same thing or similar things, no judgment zone, and a way, we could all work together to find direction, find clarity, move forward, and work towards our purpose, And that one there, honestly, my plan is to build a community where we can even have accountability groups and stuff, hold each other accountable with things. So that one's free. That one's all about community. Also, on that same website, the Waymark Foundation, you will find resources that can help you with your day-to-day life in, finding clarity and getting to know yourself. Not that you don't know yourself, but really working with yourself to get to that place that you want to get to. And then also, I've got an ebook, and I'm not selling it to you. This is not a sales message, guys. This is not a sales message. I'm actually trying to put good out there and help. Do you know what I mean? Because it's helping me. Even setting this up, I'm already, I'm not someone just trying to sell that's a nobody, that hasn't looked into this, that hasn't done my research. Yeah, I have been studying. I've gained some certificates in coaching and mentorship, and it's not something that I'm just trying. Like, it's something that I've really been passionate about. It's my focus, my purpose. This is me. It has everything I want to do in it, because I'm still creating content, but now it's with purpose. So yeah, I put together an ebook. It's called Finding Your Path. You can also download it. It's in the descriptions below. It's very practical, an easy read, and it will help you. Thank me later, trust me. So you can have access to all these services. They're all in the description below. And please subscribe, like, and comment. Trust me, this is a growing community. Everyone's welcome, of course, but I'm specifically working with men my age, middle-aged, between 30 to 45. Not saying that you're middle-aged at 30, but if you start entertaining the thoughts I spoke about in this video, there's going to be so much content for you to help you, to guide you. So let's work together. And I'm signing out.